Good morning. I am live from Atlantic City. And first off, it's 61 degrees out, so the temperature is really dropped here. Today, I am going to change the subject matter of what I was going to talk about. But first of all, let me do a little bit of adjusting here on my screen because I can't really see the chat thing. Yeah, I can't see. Let me do something with my screen right now so that I can see it smaller. Just so that I could see the chat thing. There's supposed to be. Okay, well, I'm doing this blind here. I can see myself, but I can't see any chat thing. So anybody that's talking to me, I can't see it for some reason. I was going to talk about much happier subjects, but unfortunately, unless you're under a rock, you know that Israel was attacked in the most savage ways that we can even imagine. You know, a few things about me, or the things you may or may not know, is I support Israel. No ifs, ands, or buts. I identify as a Zionist, even though I don't have a technical dog in the hunt. And I had not had the news on for a while. I'd been watching some of my escapism TV. But then I put on the news and I saw what was going on. And I don't even want to really say too much about it because you have access to the information, you know. And I am once again becoming traumatized, just like I was when 9/11 happened, and how it changed me and how I processed it as I learned more about how it happened and all the ramifications of that. And so now I was going to go live yesterday. I actually got partially dressed and I had my makeup on, but I was cold and I really was feeling too tired to be coherent. And if I'm not going to be easy to understand, what's the point? You know, if I'm talking and you don't understand, it doesn't make much sense. So I decided I would go sometime today. I would go live. Yeah. And I can't get any new mail in my Hotmail, just so you know. Even though I deleted a bunch of spam emails and things, I'm now getting a message saying that I'm past 102% of my storage limit, and that means I can't receive or send out Hotmail. And of course, that means I can't get back into my Facebook account. For a while there, I had my link on this computer, so I didn't need to get my Facebook account again. But now all of a sudden, when I try to click on the link, it's saying that I have to put a password in. And of course, I can't get a password reset or any password resets because I can't use my Hotmail now. Great. And my Gmail is up to 75% of my Google Drive capacity. And most of what they want me to start deleting to make some room are my pictures and video. There's no way in hell I'm going to delete. Some of them are pictures of my cats. You know, any pictures and video in there, it's important, obviously. So no, I'm not deleting. All I can do is try to keep up on my spam. I got a backache right here. I don't know if you can see camera, but right here, I got a backache. Oh, and a couple of days ago, I got a pain right on my cheek, right here, which I was told is precursor to sciatica. I hope to hell I'm not going to get that because my mother deals with sciatica and she has such pain issues. Yeah. So, what else can I wanted to discuss? On slightly more pleasant things, I might go to this. There's this park that people call the Angels. It's on Wednesdays. And if you're looking for any of your homeless friends, that's a good place to check. I've been looking for certain guitar players I know. And I heard that somebody who had an electric managed to successfully turn his electric in for an acoustic. But then again, when he fell asleep, drunk, he got robbed of his backpack and his guitar. That is happening more and more to people when they sleep outside. They're getting ripped off. And that's shame on people that do things like that. So, and I don't know whether that person is still in town or what, but I was actually hoping that he would help me with certain guitar related things because I don't want to deal with taking buses out places unless somebody can get me to Los Angeles. That would be really, really great. And I thought I had something here to show you. And oh, yeah, Los Angeles. I still need to get there. Yeah, I still need to deal with my storages, and I also need to go to central casting and correct my name and my records. Of course, this cannot happen until after my birthday, I think, because my birthday is coming up. So again, I want to try to get some pleasant things. Right after Halloween is my birthday. And my birthday happens to fall on a Friday, and my birthday happens to fall on a popular day of the month for a lot of people to get their checks around here. And oftentimes, some of the homeless people actually will splurge on a room on the 3rd. So some people I know are going to be getting a hotel room on my birthday. Okay. And I don't know whether this particular hotel has Wi-Fi in the rooms or not, because it's not a casino hotel. It's like a Holiday Inn or something near resorts, if you guys know the area. And I plan on making some videos on my birthday. I plan on making videos throughout the day. I would like to go live if there is a Wi-Fi connection. I might possibly try to go live inside a casino during that day. But the thing is, if I choose to leave my room and if I have a bunch of things in it and there's people I don't know, and if I realize anything I leave in a room, something could happen to it. And so I kind of have to accept that. What I'm looking at is one of my birthday dresses, and I'm calling it a birthday dress just because I want to wear it on the day. It wasn't a gift or something. However, I saw it and I knew it would be perfect for me. And I'll show it to you. I think you've seen this hanging up before. This is a Betsy Johnson, and it's a little big, but it'll fit. It claims it's a size 4, and I wear it too. So, but you can't trust size labels. You can't try everything on that you even think has a chance of fitting. Sometimes things that are not your size are the best things actually because they fit better in other parts of the body, or they're more flattering, or you just can't trust sizes. Plus, it depends. See, Betsy Johnson, the thing is, interestingly enough, I think she is designer better for taller people. I am a petite. I'm 5'3". I'm kind of a little munchkin. So I have had mini skirts from her in the past that instead of hitting me where I want to be hit. And oh, by the way, don't be fooled by this tutu. This is a little longer than the mini skirts I usually wear. But no, Betsy Johnson's mini skirts tend to fall closer to my knee than the upper part of my thigh. So for that reason, unless I was to tailor them shorter, that she's not necessarily the best designer for me, just in terms of the body type that I'm guessing her clothes are made for. It's a shame because I like her personality and I like a lot of her stuff. When I used to frequent New York City, I would go in stores in the village like Trash and Vaudeville and places that may or may not even be there anymore. And that's how I got turned on to her and some of the designers that I like. I mean, you don't even see her stuff in most of the fashion magazines that I get these free subscriptions for. Right now, I'm getting Elle and I'm getting Cosmopolitan. I'm getting lots of things that I guess people pay good money for, but you can get free magazines easy. You get on these mailing lists where you've taken surveys before, and you can get so many things free. So while you guys are paying for magazines, trust me, you can get a lot of things free out there, and free, good thing in my book. Oh, and something that the reason why, by the way, the reason why I'm starting preparing for my birthday right now is because if I start thinking about Halloween, then before I know it, then my birthday comes here and I got nothing to do. And I hate having nothing to do on my birthday. Now, a couple of days ago, there were some nice people that were giving out some food, some things, and I got some beverages to bring into this hotel room if they get it. Oh shit, that was just a penny jar. Um, so did you know that Seagram's, or no, Canada Dry, excuse me, the ginger ale company, they make flavored ginger ales now. And I got some blackberry ginger ale, and I got some cranberry ginger ale. Now, I imagine these things are intended as mixers, but if you don't drink alcohol, you can just put these over ice. So I'm bringing some of these with me when they get the room. And they have a little mini fridge there. Uh, I would like to get 2 ripe avocados so that I can make guacamole. I'd like to get a couple limes. I'd like to get some chips or some crusty bread. And right just before then, I can go. I have a source for really good bread at a very cheap price. And you know what that cheap price is. So I want to bring goodies to share with whoever's going to be there. The person going to be getting the room is a good buddy of mine who's a very kind person. But he usually gets the room, has somebody else get the room because he doesn't have photo ID. And I don't have photo ID. So I don't know who's going to get the room. But and I'm not even 100% sure it's going to happen. But they usually get rooms on the 3rd of the month. So why the hell would they not get one and get me, for my birthday and everything? That's important to me. And I want to bring enough clothing changes so that every new video I make, I wear something different. Okay. But another thing we got to think about is the temperature is dropping now. That's the one thing that sucks about the fall. That's why the autumn is not my favorite season. I hate it when it gets cold. I hate it if you're hanging outside any length of time, you feel really, really chilly in your mini skirts and all that stuff. I don't know if I'm going to go to the Angels thing already. It is 11:16 a.m. I need to leave here probably just before 12 or around 12 to walk up there in time. And usually what ends up happening is most of the food is of no use to me. My mother says she doesn't want it. Uh, most of the people I'm looking for, I can't find. Oh, and if they have clothes for you to dig through and say you want to make a donation, you will have some obnoxious volunteer there that will yell at you and tell you to get back in line. When I'm not trying to take from these people, I'm trying to give them. Like today, I wanted to donate. I have a couple of sweaters that I was given that I just did the label. I was going to wash them. And hand washing is a real pain in the ass. And that's all the laundry I do is hand washing. It takes so long. You guys don't know how much time I spent washing in a big basin of soapy water and stuff. And I was about to wash these sweaters when I looked at the label and they both have wool in them, and I cannot wear wool. So I want to give these up. Earlier this week, I went through my bathing suits, and a bunch of the bra tops were for a larger person, and everything was clean. I mean, there's a few that I wear actually in lieu of bras because, believe it or not, my bag of bras, when I started washing up a bunch of things and protecting things in plastic in the storage room, formerly known as my grow room, and unfortunately the mice have started biting through things, and some of the things I can't find because the light doesn't work in the overhead because our electric is really screwed in my building. And supposedly, now I did hear my mother talk to the landlord about, so they're going to have an electrician. I'm going live. Can I help you? Yeah, right. Okay, I'm live. Close my door. Thank you. Doors, I don't keep those doors shut anymore because the cats are dead. The only reason why they were closed is so the cats would have another barricade so the cats couldn't come in and out. Uh, I don't understand why I can't see this chat thing here. This is really weird that if anybody has anything to say, I can't see it. And I don't understand why I'm not able to see things. Um, so now I don't know if anybody is typing to me. I see this thing that says top chat, and I see an arrow. Yes, okay, now live chat. Oh, okay. We back. All right. See, now I can see you. Hi, Frank. I'm just figuring this out as I go along. How are you? Um, man, I'm glad I finally sorted out the issue about going live here because I kind of like talking to people in real time. Oh, I just made a pot of coffee. Well, I made a pot of coffee like a half hour ago, so it's kind of room temperature now. Good. So I can down it quickly, which is not really the plan, but yeah. Uh, Other things I wanted to share with you. I've been going out roach hunting, and by that, you know what I mean. I don't mean the six-legged vermin that nobody with their right mind likes. I mean roaches. And I've gotten a lecture from some people around here how in the ghetto it's not safe to do that because you don't know if you're going to accidentally get something with flocka in it, which is like fake weed that makes people freak out and go cuckoo and stuff. But so many of these roaches, based on how they're wrapped, are the from the blunts smoked by some of the guys that are dealing out here. And if they're smoking a blunt of weed, it is weed, and it's usually really good stuff because it's their own personal stash. It's what they like. And I don't know how many of them are doing other things, even though, yes, I am seeing so much needle use and so much crack use. All I have to do is look out my window now, and it's like they have a living room set up across the street with all kinds of people doing whatever. Now, you see this paper that I just took off? Oh, and it's tobacco. It's nasty. But this is all that's left. This very skinny little piece of crumbled up sticky weed that has a. I'm going to crumble up into this bowl, and I should get two bowls out of this. And now I just noticed there's a guy in my neighborhood. He actually is one of the people I know that sleeps near Boardwalk Hall on the beach. And there is, if you guys, any of you guys watch Fox News Channel, there's a reporter by the name of Mike Tobin. Well, I know his doppelganger. He lives in the neighborhood, and it's I'm saying, wait a minute, there's somebody looks like him. And I notice when I think of people, when I say their name or their description, then sometimes they materialize. That is called that's part of the manifestation process. And that's why I try to be careful about the things I talk about because I want to speak forth what I want, not what I don't want. It's a sound magical principle. This is how I'm convinced how I got this guitar. And when I got it, it only had 5 strings, by the way. And it was a gift from the person who fell asleep and had his guitar taken. This, of course, is my original PV Raptor. Oh, and I would love to have an amplifier to play these things through. But right now, because of the situation of this building and all the vermin in it, I don't want to get anything major electronics that can be ruined by what we got. So, and I've read so many articles about used amps that you got to be careful if they got critters because you can't get rid of them unless you take everything apart. And it seems to me that for the money you're saving for getting something used, and then you have to go through all that trouble and it's overwhelming to somebody like me that wouldn't know really what she's doing. Let me find a lighter. I have a lighter. Okay. Oh, I want to show you something else I'm going to bring in that hotel room if they get it. See this mug here that a certain other roommate tried to throw out for whatever reason. There's nothing wrong with this. You stick it in the freezer and it freezes. It acts like a cup of ice, and you put any beverage you want to keep cold in this, and that you won't have the ice melting and watering down your beverage, but it's great for anything. And I'm going to bring this with me if we get this hotel room because, first of all, yes, I bleed black and gold. I love the Pittsburgh teams. You know, that's where my family's from. Second of all, I could use this to keep those ginger ales cold. Now, I was going to use a coupon from Snapple, and I was going to get a half a gallon of Snapple peach iced tea, and I was going to bring that in there because anybody else in that room, they're going to be drinking beer. They're people who even if they are thirsty and they have other options, they're going to go for the alcohol. I can't control what my friends do, you know, and I'm not going to judge them, and it's not going to trigger me into breaking what's almost 20 years of sobriety. I'm not going to do anything like that. So you don't have to worry about me doing anything foolish. If I haven't ruined things and ruined my sobriety by now during the pandemic and everything, I don't think I'm going to do that, you know. And same thing with the other things in my environment. All the crack. Right now, outside my door, I'm seeing somebody sitting on one of they got office chairs You've got milk crates. You have beach chairs. Sometimes you have sturdier cardboard boxes. You had an old torn up wooden desk that at one point it looked like an upright little mini bar. People really ensconced themselves quite comfortably across the street, and you could see used needles all over, and you see people walking like zombies. I hope no strangers think I'm one of those zombies when I'm out roach hunting. Now, since I've been on here for 20 minutes and 38, 39, 40 seconds, I'm going to go ahead and take a hit of this weed from New Jersey, which is a fully legal state. Oh, oh, you know what this glass is? It's a measuring glass. This shows teaspoons. You can go up to 6 teaspoons, and up to 2 tablespoons, and up to 1 ounce, and up to 30 milliliters, and even higher if you can guess where the marks are. But this can be good for any kind of little liquid measure, especially good for cough syrup and stuff like that. But anyway, this is something that my father got us when he still worked at Convention Hall. It was at China Glass for a show or something. And when you're a security guard there and you're guarding individual booths, a lot of times when they're closing down, they will give you things rather than pack things up and have more weight to transport back from the convention. So we still have a lot of things in our kitchen handed down through, well, yeah, from decades ago, from when my dad was really young. Oh, speaking of, you want to see some pictures from before I was born? I'm going to share with you some pictures from 1962 from my mother was dating my father. And anyway, I had these. My mother tried to show me last night, and it was because I can never turn my overhead lights on. I don't always know day or night. It really is very disorienting, and I sleep at random times. Plus, I thought that I was going to be able to go live yesterday, and I just was stuck on stupid. This is a picture. He's behind a bottling machine. It was at Atlantic City Convention Hall, which was now called Boardwalk Hall. And this was a machine that bottles, puts soda or beer or whatever into a machine. I'm trying not to shake my hand. I guess I'm getting shaky in my dotage. But here's another picture of my father. This was, my mother said, wrote in the back. Let's see. Let's see. Had I put that rum in one of these bottles? I didn't know my father was a rum drinker. I just knew he drank beer and he drank whiskey and he drank Boilermakers and he liked Harvey Wallbangers and um let's see. This is a picture of my father with his friend Birch, who's dead, who I of course had to call Mr. Birch because when you're a kid you call family friends Mr. and Mrs. You don't address adults by their first names like kids seem to do nowadays. Well, I, for some reason, got into my head that Birch was the head of the John Birch Society. And apparently he had some political views that were extreme right in a way that even I don't know a whole lot about because that was technically before my time. But anyway, my mom found these pictures and it says date taken Atlantic City, November of 1962. And these are this is my report card from kindergarten, and my teacher said first, "I am an excellent student. I need to be challenged and responds well to it." In other words, they had the curriculum a little bit dumbed down, and because I was a daughter of a high school English teacher. I was at a higher level than intellectually and scholastically than most of the kids in my school. Okay, that third quarter, my report card speaks for itself, the teacher said. Then the teacher on fourth quarter said, I, what my name was at the time, is a very interesting little person and makes school a little bit more enjoyable for all of us. That is what my kindergarten teacher said about me, well, the last quarter. Oh, and yeah, and in these days, the report card came home. The mom or dad had to sign it that they received. Kids couldn't get away with changing grades and not letting parents know. This is the letter welcoming me and my family to the school I went to. Yeah. And this is a certificate of promotion for me. I've been a pupil in a kindergarten grade and I got promoted to first grade. Yay. Yes, my mom saved all these things for me. I have all my report cards. I started out with real great grades, but I did not end up being the straight A student all the way through that my mother was. She expected nothing but the best. This is a this is a this is from the spring concert my freshman year of high school, and we learned a bunch of things from the Carmina Burana. To this day, whenever I hear any parts of the Carmina Burana in a commercial or something, I start singing along. This included O Fortuna, Fortune Plongo Volnera, Veris Leta Facis, I know I'm pronouncing that wrong, Amor Volat Undi, and Vere du Vert Aremin. See, that I remember. That is German, and that is If the Whole World Were But Mine, is what it actually was. And I'm going to read from this just so you know a little bit about Carmina Burana, in case anybody's interested. Carmina Burana is based on an anonymous manuscript found in 1803 in the monastery of Benedictiburen in Bavaria. It is a collection of 13th century secular songs composed by wandering minstrels and set in Latin, Middle High German, and Old French. Karl Orff first presented his setting of Carmina Burana in 1937. He highlights early concepts of spring, tavern life, and a series of love poems with exciting rhythmic energy and beautiful melodies. All of this is encompassed within an appeal to destiny, O Fortuna. So you might not think you recognize it, but some of this music has been featured uh, in soundtracks for different things. It's because it's so old. I believe it might be in the public domain, so you can use it in advertising. Well, the thing is, in order for something to be in a public domain, it has to be you get a copyright for something, and then for 50 years after your death, your family holds it. Hey, Bobby. And then after 50 years, if no family member renews it, then it becomes part of the public domain. This is why we can use the works of Mozart and Tchaikovsky and Beethoven. You can kind of perform them with impunity, and you don't need to send royalties to the family of the composer. There's your music theory thing for today. Another thing, since I'm talking about music, whoops, I just spilled a whole bunch of wildflower seeds that I had harvested. Well, I'll pick them up later. Uh, Now that I'm studying music actively, I'm realizing that one of the things that causes me to like something is certain chord progressions that I have loved forever. And the more I'm learning music, then I'm learning what some of those chords are, and I'm learning how to play them, and it's really exciting. I'm finding I'm having something in common with the Beatles. I just watched a video about the Beatles, about their songwriting process, and about how when they're very early in their band's existence, one of the individual ones would learn some new chords, often from jazz players or something, and they would bring them to their practice and teach everybody else. And I can tell you that musicians do teach each other things. There's local people that I've learned so many things from, and it's great. Sometimes it's from less experienced players that will give you perspective on things, but usually it's better players. And they say that one of the best ways to get better in life is to surround yourself with people that are doing better than you. Most of the time, when we were living in a ghetto and stuff, you're surrounding yourself from people doing worse. But if you can try to find, if not mentor quality, try to surround yourself with people doing better. And hopefully in real life, not just online. Online, it's easy to be around successful people. But in real life, sometimes you got these environments where you are can't help but get sucked in certain ways, and you can't help but be influenced by things. And it's kind of scary. I don't want to be influenced by crack and heroin and all that. That's not my world. Now, I'm going to take something off the window here. Is it going to be too much light? I'm trying to get more light on my store back there. Yeah. Oh, another thing I wanted to mention, and I think I can take this down now. Uh, Another thing, yesterday, let me hang the struts back up again. Yesterday, I was talking to some people that live behind me that have a kitten. Yeah, that exactly. And the thing is, I regret so much. I started to play, I learned my first chords when I was like 10 years old. I had an aunt who's 3 years older than me, and she was really into Cat Stevens and what we now call classic rock, really wonderful music, Seals and Crofts. Uh, and a lot of that music is easy chords. And if you're learning to play music, learning to play songs that you love. And so I was Jim Croce. Uh, we like so much the same music, and they had a really great hi-fi system. And most of them played music. She and I both played violin. See, violin was my first instrument. I don't want to go into my mother's room right now and show you this beat up violin I have that if I wanted to spend the money, I could go and get all these instruments set up, but it's like I'm actively trying to focus on guitar. And I don't know that I would really confuse myself if I got the bass set up and I got the violin set up. I know there's certain commonalities. And thankfully, there's a lot of good YouTube videos as far as like I've watched, and I am subscribed to a couple of bass channels and a couple of guitar teaching channels that I really don't have a whole lot of time to look at because really most of the videos I'm watching right now are live streams of people who I met who are living on the streets and are going all over. I want to support people like that who are people that I really identify with and who I've been on the streets before. I don't know what my future holds. I'm trying to secure my stability within a very tenuous situation because certain things have happened since when I dropped this computer and the charger broke. And by the way, since I'm making videos, obviously I got the charger replaced. And I'm really grateful. Again, an interesting thing happened, a coincidence, how this even happened. Part of it involved a high school classmate of mine who's one of very few locals that I still keep in touch with. And he is a local person. And I don't know if he has time to watch my videos because he works a full-time job. And but he has turned my channel on to a few people who see me on the boardwalk, and they saw a video where I made, the last 3 videos I made before I totally powered off, and I explained what I did and I needed a charger and blah blah blah. So he called me out of the blue one day and he said, I'd like to come over and help you with your computer. And I said, well, I thought you needed to use my computer for something, which, why would I not let my friend over? I said, oh, I did this, blah, blah, blah. And he came over, and don't you know, he got on Amazon because I think he might be a Prime member, and he ordered me a refurbished charger for this laptop. So, and he had it sent to his house since he has better, package delivery. So that's how I got the charger, and that's how I'm back online. I am so grateful for that. Again, if I ever think I don't have friends, I this happened. Oh, and well, speaking of gratitude, I want to talk to you about something that happened a couple days ago, or like a week ago, or something. I'm trying to think of how long ago it was. I was out with my acoustic guitar, and I don't mean this one here. I mean my original, the one that I had been playing with, the dreadnought. And I broke another string, and then another, and I found myself down to 3 strings. Okay. When you walk around with the 3 string guitar, you're going to look cuckoo. All right. But I was out there anyway, and I'd given up on trying to make any kind of money. I had a guitar out. I figured I would run into some buddies of mine. I wanted some companionship. We'd had a whole lot of days of rain, and I wanted I just wanted some human contact, and I wanted to, I just wanted to be around people that I liked. And I met this couple from out of town, and they were celebrating an anniversary, and they might be watching now, and I'm not going to say any names or anything, but the lady was a little tipsy, and she was asking me to play her a song. And even though I only had three strings on my guitar, I tuned it up as best I could, and I played some of my music. I have a song called the Squirrel Song, and I did that. And it's really hard to make a three-string guitar not suck, but I did the best I could. And especially, and then the lady kept on saying, I wish I had money, I'd tip you. And it's like, if it's your anniversary. And then she said that one of her children, they lost him to suicide. There's all these things, and it's like, it wrenches your heart out. It's like, hey, I don't care about money. You're sad. You came to my town to have celebrate your anniversary and have some comfort and have some joy. I want to add to your joy. That's what's important in life, especially you see what's going on in Israel. Doesn't it show you how precious life is? And why would you take away from people's joy? And if you can do something to put a smile on somebody's face, I think you should do it. And me playing a little bit of bad guitar and boardwalk, if that makes you smile, hey, I want you to smile. So anyway, they took down my information so that they could find my YouTube channel. And the guy kept on saying that he was going to send me a donation. Everything. I'm thinking, okay, that's nice if you do it, but I'm not counting on anything. It's not when you tell me that you've gone through a tragedy. Right now, I can't focus on what I might stand to gain. I'm not like that. I just, it was kind of one of those intense, things. So anyway, I'm finally get my computer charged up, and I go into my Hotmail trying to delete as much stuff as possible. And then in my PayPal, I get this "You've got money" or whatever it says, and I check. And here I got a very kind donation, um, more than I expected, from, I'm assuming, the husband of that couple, Bobby. If I think that's what your name is, or no, what was um, yeah, I think his name was Bob. Funny enough, but anyway, thank you for that. Even if I had the last name put in front of him, I'm not going to violate anybody's rights to privacy, but it was not expected. Oh, and I want to make another thanks. There is a lady who is one of my subscribers, and I don't remember exactly which one it was, because I didn't, when I said I was going to go live today, I was mostly going to talk about Israel. I didn't realize I was going to end up talking about some of the things that I wanted, certain people I wanted to thank. But she had sent me a donation, and then had sent me, and it was something about so that I get guitar strings. And then she sent me a comment in one of my videos asking me if I checked my PayPal recently. Well, when she said that, I went and checked, and I found out that in fact she'd sent me something, and I want to thank you. I don't check these things all that frequently. I only check the PayPal thing every couple of months or something, because I don't have reason. I haven't been using it really. I've just been leaving it alone because I haven't been. It used to be something I would use to shop with, and then I thought, oh, I'm going to really be saving up for a computer or something substantial like that amp or something, save for that. And I said, why don't I just leave that in? But you don't want to leave things in PayPal or these peer-to-peer things for too long, because they're not FDIC insured. If something, God forbid, happened to that company, went out of business, anything you had in there would be gone. So please be aware of that. And again, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not an official analyst. I haven't gone to Wharton School of Business or anything. I'm just a person who knows a thing or two about finances, and I want to share my knowledge with people, so that even those of you who have little, you want to save what you have, and you want to be safe and intelligent with your resources. And if I can share my knowledge, I want to do that. So thank you, Bobby. I appreciate whenever people jump in the chat room. First of all, it makes me know that I'm not talking to the brick wall. I know that there's always a rebroadcast that people can talk, can check on, but I really love the human interaction, and I appreciate it. And by the way, I noticed I'm up to 905 subscribers. So in fact, people have been watching, and I am grateful for that. I'm grateful. I didn't think I'd make my 12-year mark, honestly. September 4th was my 12-year anniversary on YouTube. And because of all the problems they've been giving me with respect to the lack of free speech on here, I didn't know that I would get this. I keep on looking out here because I'm watching an interesting parade of things going on outside there. I'm wondering if they're going to set a table downstairs. If they do, I'm going to give those sweaters uh, to the clothes pile because it's wool. I'm allergic to wool. I can't wear that. I've been trying to give up certain things that, first of all, I have so much stuff. Let me see if they are setting things out. Oh, they're waiting for food stuff downstairs. Mm. Oh, the other day, somebody pushed a bicycle up against my front door. And sometimes the door sticks because you got to really lean against it with your body. And I could not get out my front door. You have to not obstruct exits. You don't do it. I finally kicked it open and knocked a bicycle over and it was a slightly heavier. It was like one of those bicycles that's made with big tires that you can take on trails and stuff. There's a lot of bicycles around here that are used by everybody because let's face it, it's a convenient way to get around. And some of them even have electrified things. But for some reason, when they want to go in and out of things like the alleyway next door, which by the way, a local police officer locked up, they did a whole bunch of fortifications. A bunch of people broke the lock and had been climbing up through different ways, and they made holes in chain link fences, other places, and there are ways that people have been cutting through. All kinds of interesting shenanigans have been going on. People have been stashing things, and I don't mean weed, somewhere in the alley. Different things have been going on, and which would explain why some of the noise was going on. It was finally disturbing our neighbors back there. And anyway, I saw this cop that was doing all kinds of fixing up of things. And that's good as long as good, innocent people don't get caught up in things. Like, go ahead and fuck with the heroin and crack people, but don't mess with the pot dealers. Okay. That said, thank you to everybody that drops roaches around here. I really appreciate it. But another thing, I sometimes have altercations with other people that I see roach hunting, and I say, look, you see that door? That's my door. I live here. This is technically, if I have to put up with not being able to sleep because of all the noise of the urban activity of all the public unlicensed commerce around here, least I should be able to do is get all the free weed, all the roaches. On that, on that thought, um, some other things I want to talk about this interesting neighborhood that, in some ways, is not so bad. I mean, I really made peace with a lot of the things that are going on here. I accept that people are just trying to survive, and we all have different ways of dealing with things and surviving. And you know, I might not necessarily understand and identify with some of these things, but I'm gonna. Oh, I was gonna give a better view of my star, and I realize I have so many things on that stand-up desk. This place looks like such a mess. I had things moved around so that my friend who was helping me with my computer problems would be able to deal with things without being all hunched over. And my stand-up desk has a lot of makeup on it. Things I'm trying to actually clear out. I have a big cardboard box here that I want to take everything out of so I can get rid of the cardboard because cardboard vermin like all kinds of vermin, none of which we want, except for the mice, which don't bother me in theory, except for the pooing and peeing, which obviously I don't like, and them chewing up things. And again, I don't want them getting money. I don't want them getting my journals. I gotta find the books with my song lyrics. I really want to. I'm learning more chords now, and I really want to spend more time on my music. That said, unless somebody with an acoustic guitar who's friends of mine is going to be at my birthday party, I'm not going to bother bringing my guitar in. I don't see the point of it. I was even thinking it'd be cool if somebody had an amp and I could turn it down low and I could bring my electric in. But guess what? All my electrics are 5 stringers. I don't have any, I have extra acoustic strings. I don't have any extra electric strings. And I've already decided that since I have 2 different electric guitars now, this electric guitar, I want it strung with different strings than the extra light Deodarios that are on my PV Raptor. Oh, I'm trying not to have my sodas fall down on them. Yeah, I want to. This is now. Oh, this is now a four stringer. Yeah, 'cause I took this out with five strings to play it anyway, and damned if I didn't break a string. I'm really too good at string breaking. It makes me wonder what it is I'm doing wrong, because people complain outside that they can't hear me. So I have to play louder. And the thing is, I think one of the things I'm doing with my acoustics is I play them as if it's an electric guitar because I'm working on the songs that I am writing that I ultimately plan on using with the electric. I may start things off on acoustic, but I'm strumming it in a metal, at least rhythm electric guitar way. And because of the way that I am, I guess maybe it's the way that I am striking the strings with my picks. I don't know. This thing here is very, very fragile. I got the comment from my guitar tech who found one of my videos and he said to bring something in for him. Now, I want to address this guitar here. Anybody's looking at this really closely. This is very old. This was a gift. Again, I'm in a manifestation cycle and I'm trying to manifest good things. And guitars with all six strings. Oh, and Steve, if you're watching, I really would like to hook up with you if you do have that guitar for me. I'm harder to find now because I'm not out every day. I don't like going out without a guitar. And if I'm going to go out with a guitar and it doesn't have all the strings on it, I look like I'm cuckoo and I don't want to do that. But anyway, I saw on TV, they have this thing they're advertising that it gets rid of rust. It takes a rusted bolt and it defies gravity and it dissolves things. And I'm thinking I'd like to get some of that and put that on the tuning things of this before I go and take this to the guitar guy. Now, because I'm afraid he's going to tell me that I can't string it with metal strings. And if I have to use nylon with this, I've already complained about how much I don't like the sound of nylon strings. I love the size of it. I love that it's not a dreadnought. Because one thing when I wanted that guitar that I ended up manifesting, it was the acoustic, the first acoustic. The one thing that I specifically didn't want, and I didn't know that this style was called dreadnought. I didn't want that really large look because to me, especially on a very small person, it dwarfs you. And I know that the sound is the most important thing, but you're still dealing with an instrument that aesthetics do matter. It's like if you want to know what electric guitar I am lusting over for years, I wanted since before I realized that I was going to go back into playing. I want a BC Rich Warlock, like what Lita Ford used in one of her albums, the one with "Kiss Me Deadly" and "Gotta Let Go." I have all that vinyl in Los Angeles. Oh, I almost got some free vinyl a couple of days ago, but unfortunately, there was nothing. There was a few Motown things that there was this one from one of the Jackson brothers that I would have liked to have got because I have a Jermaine Jackson LP that I got another time somebody was getting rid of vinyl and it was free and I thought I should have this. Keep in mind, I have more vinyl in Los Angeles where I need to put those two storages into one. I still don't have a turntable, but I ultimately want to get one, but I can't see. See, I don't know if I should bring my vinyl back when I take the bus back out there. Or maybe I could screw celebrating my birthday here. Maybe I could celebrate my birthday in LA if I could get there in time. I'm open to that too. Oh, I've had my best birthdays have been in Los Angeles, hanging out with my homeless friends. But the thing is that they would have to be a central location where they would know to find me. Usually, it used to be my PO box in Los Angeles, but I let that go in 2005, I think, because it got to be $61 a year. And it's got to be a hell of a lot more than that now. Anybody knows that I'm on the East Coast. With social media, you know where I'm at. You know, some more of this. Yeah, I think that's it. Oh, wait. I think I might have a tiny bit more. Oh, this lighter, by the way, this happened to be in that leopard coat, that little jacket that I wore in that last garden video. It actually's got like a down filling in it, and you could ball it up real tiny. So it weighs nothing. But it actually gives you a nice layer that the wind doesn't blow through, like this one jacket I have that has a hood. The sleeves are knit, so the wind just blows right through. But okay, I have a tiny little bit more. Oh, I have, you know what? I think I may try to, let's see, I could open the window. Oh, you know what? See, I'm tempted to go and ask him if he's going to have clothes down there, but you know what? I could just wait until after I do the live stream. If I can get rid of some clothes I don't need here. Uh, but, oh yeah, I want to talk about one other thing. The guy next door, they're taking care of somebody's kitten, and the kitten's about 6 months old or half a year old or something. And they're insisting that they don't need to spay her because it's an indoor only cat. And they insist that there is a veterinarian somewhere, what, Cape May, New Jersey, that actually said it's okay not to spay an animal. Who, unless you are a breeder, who says it's not right? Who would discourage somebody from going through spay and neuter on your kitten or puppy? That makes me mad. I I saw this guy at a certain food place that I won't name, and I said, by the way, where do you think? I'm trying to get him some resources to do spay and neuter. If you're homeless, it's supposed to be not hard to get free spay and neuter services, or like $10 or so. Living in, uh, I can't say too much about the living situation because I don't know. There's people that are living in a place because they're either family or they're on a lease, and then there's people who are good friends who are staying for however long, and that's what I think the situation might be with them. But still, you have an animal; the animal has to be protected. They have a very well behaved dog there. Well, the dog's not going to impregnate the cat, but that cat needs to be spayed. And I know so many people in the animal rescue community, and I would like to put them in touch with the people next door. So far, I haven't met the cat. I haven't met the girl who belongs to the cat. The girl is a girlfriend of one of the guys who works, across the street. And he's one of the weed guys, so I definitely don't want to stop being on good terms with him. I'd be lying to you if I didn't know that there was at least a little bit of benefit to this creepy neighborhood that my family and I are in. I mean, you can get groceries here. You can get food here. You can get clothes here. You can give away food. There are drop off spots where if I'm cleaning out my closet and there's things that I don't fit and that my mother doesn't fit, we clean them and drop them off, or you get them and they're already clean and you realize that they don't fit or whatever. And I'm trying to downsize. I really am. Matter of fact, I thought that I hooked up. There's two other people I know on the boardwalk who they were going in on a local storage. And as far as I know, there is no self storage here in Atlantic City, New Jersey. You have to go up to Egg Harbor Township or somewhere. You have to get on a bus somewhere past Pleasantville or before Pleasantville. I don't know. It's somewhere. I think it has to be past Pleasantville. I don't know. I don't go on the mainland too much. But the thing is, if I start putting some of the stuff that I have in the back room, bags and boxes and stuff, I realize that if something happens, I'm risking my things. But I want to get things out of here so that I can protect things from the vermin, and so that the more things I have out of here, if I have another really big fight and say somebody shows up in a truck or van or something, and I can get out of here, I have so much stuff that getting it out all at once, I don't know if I could do that. I don't know. I haven't downsized to the point where I'm willing to say I'll grab these things and just sacrifice a bunch of things. There's so many things that I want to keep, you know? It sounds like they're setting up a table. Good, then I'll be able to give up those sweaters and whatever else. Oh, I have this pair of high heeled shoes. I used to love going out dancing and wearing these high heels and stuff. I have only been out dancing like twice since the pandemic. But check out these shoes I'm about to give away, unless somebody wants to buy them. Uh, in my in the hallway. Look at these shoes, and they're in such good condition. Look at the heels. Oh, that's excuse me, a little bit of dirt. I mean, look at this heel. I've had a little tiny smudge of dirt. I mean, but no, these shoes are such excellent condition. Look at the inside. It still has the price sticker on them. Beautiful shoes, and it says 8.5 medium. Now I wear a size 8, so I thought, and they seem snug on me. Uh, I but this part of the shoe is very stiff, and I have bunions apparently. I had people on the street on boardwalk I hang out with, and I take shoe off and I just show my feet. And I've had people point out that they can tell, you know, that's going to be awkward. Trust me. And they're not. You can't really tell much to show, but you see a little tiny bit of that outline. And so, and it can, sometimes the whole tops of my feet are always a little bit sore to the touch. It's weird. And this has been a fairly recent thing. Like, I guess it started around the pandemic or after. I don't know. But anyway, bottom line, I've never been able even to wear these to do a turnaround. Like, okay, if I had a chance to walk on a runway, the length of the runway, these would hurt. I would just, I can't wear these shoes anymore. So, does anybody want them? If I put them in the clothes pile downstairs, the only people walking around here, I mean, what good thing would they be used for? It'd be one thing if the strippers, there's some dance clubs around here. If those girls walked around here, I'm afraid the only people who would see them would be homeless people and prostitutes. And I don't want my stuff going there. Like if I had to give up my garter belts, which I can't see any reason why I would. When I'm dead, obviously my clothes will go somewhere. I don't want them worn by ladies of the evening. Okay. So, and yes, I've thought about who to offer my stuff to when I'm gone. I've thought about the will thing. Matter of fact, I started out. There is a site that you set up your own will, but the thing is, they say for your executor, the person I have in mind is in the state of California, and because I'm in the state of New Jersey, they want you to have somebody who's local, and I don't have anybody here local that knows me as well as my BFF in California does. And to be going through my things and making sure that this person gets things and that person gets things. Honestly, my California person would be more qualified, but it would be an inconvenience to her to come out here, even though she's not afraid to fly. And, but I have ideas for things that certain people would appreciate. Uh, and there was a time when I thought that my magical books would go to a certain ex, but when the friendship soured very sadly, to the point I had to block on social media and stuff, and especially over this Israel situation. This person is anti-Semitic and stuff, and uh, just some ugliness happened that I never thought would happen that individual, and it was really sad. So anyway, definitely my magic books would not be gone to that person, and and I don't want to get into actuarial tables and guessing who's going to go first and stuff. I don't want to think about that. With the way life is going and the way terrible people can do terrible things to people, obviously it doesn't matter how old or young you are anyway. Look at what's going on in Israel. I mean, it's sickening what's going on in Ukraine, and now look what's going on in Israel. So I'm curious to talk to some friends of mine in Washington D.C. who staff that hippie tent. It's all the peace activists, and they have all this stuff pro-Palestine. I'm curious if they still have that Palestine crap over there. There is somebody I know here that I have a really interesting relationship with on Boardwalk, who knows some of my Washington D.C. people, and he wanted me to contact them and say that he wanted to get a hold of them, and I don't know if I want to do that because this is a person that is said bad things about white people and said bad things about Trump supporters and said bad things about Europeans and been supports causes that I don't support. And why the hell am I gonna help facilitate contacts that I'm so philosophically opposed to, and that might very well be the life and death kind of thing for certain groups? Come on. I'm not going to shoot myself in the foot like this. So, no. But yeah, I'd like to know if there's still, I would like to think that what's going on. By the way, I would like to applaud the Biden administration and Karine Jean Pierre. And I don't usually say this, but thank them for standing up for Israel. Thank them for condemning the people who make statements supporting the terrible thing that happened, and turn on the news and see the terrible things that are happening to people that watch their whole families get kidnapped. I mean, if that doesn't affect you, describing the atrocities, the tortures that are going on in Israel right now, and you watch, there are people that are waiting to see Israel finally start to defend itself, and then they're going to say blame it all on Israel, and it happens time and time again. And man, and that's I don't censor in this chat room, and if anybody gets abusive against Israel right now, that's something I'm not gonna tolerate. There's some things I let slide, but no, right now. All right, it's 1 minute, 1 hour, 2 minutes and 47 seconds going on. So yeah, I just wanted to say hello, greetings from Atlantic City, and it's now 12:07 p.m. I'm gonna drop off some clothes downstairs, and I guess I won't make it to Angels, but thank you for tuning in, and I will talk to you, I don't know, probably really soon. Bye. Oh, yeah, I'm definitely going to drop those clothes off downstairs.